Okay, Ellie, we're going to continue with lesson 8.1, and I got cut off last time, so I'm on number 15, and I think I went over this with you already, but I might have made a mistake. So 15 is you want to find the perimeter of this window. That means you want to find the circumference here, and then you're going to add this diameter. Well, you see the diameter is 3 feet, I'm sorry, and so we're going to have to, at the end, divide it as half because the total circumference would be a big circle, but we only have a half circle. So here's how I did it. Circumference equals diameter over pi. So we're going to have circumference equals 3 feet times 3.14. Circumference equals 9.42 feet. That's going to be the circumference. The total thing, the circumference would be clear around here though, so we have to divide it by 2. We only have a half a circle. So 9.42 feet divided by 2 is going to equal 4.71 feet. But we have to add the diameter to it because we want the perimeter. So we add that line. So we have 4.71 plus 3 feet equals 7.71 feet. Okay, that was number 15. Okay, number 17, we're going to find the circumference of both these circles. So let's start with the small circle because we already know we have a radius. But the radius, if we want the diameter, has to be 2 times that, and it's 5 centimeters. So the diameter is going to be 10 centimeters. Okay, for this little small circle. So the small circle, the radius is 5 centimeters. So the diameter is 2 times 5 because 2 radius equals a diameter. So the diameter is going to be 10 centimeters. So then we put the circumference, which is C, is going to equal pi. That's that 3.14 right here. And times 10 centimeters because this is diameters, because this is pi equals, or circumference equals pi times diameter. So we just plugged it in, and what do we get? Circumference equals 31.4 because we times 3.14 times 10, the diameter. Pretty easy there. So, but now we have to do the large circle. So let's look at the large circle here. The large circle, well, we can glance at it and we can find the diameters. You go 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. We know it's going to be 20, but we have to put it in an algebraic form. So let's do that. The large circle, so the radius is going to be 5 plus 5 equals a radius, 10. The diameter is going to be d equals 2r. So we're going to take d equals 2 times 10, which is the radius. So the diameter is going to be 20 centimeters. Okay, great, we have the diameter. So now it's circumference equals pi times 20. So circumference equals 3.14 times 20. And if we times that out, we're going to get 62.8 centimeters. So when we look at that, we're going to look as we look at that, we have the large circle and the small circle. And you kind of look at it because if you add 3.14 and 3.14, you're going to get 62.8. So the small circle is going to be half the size of the big circle, huh? So let's go on to number 19 here. That's what we have. So we want to find the circumference of both those circles. Well, we know right here, this radius here is 22 meters. So we know that's 22 meters. So let's do the big circle first now because we know that radius there. So we're going to do the large circle first. So the large circle, if you see here, the large circle equals circumference times pi times diameter. So we need to know the diameter. So we know that circumference, so the diameter equals 2r. So we know, what was the diameter there? 22 meters. So we want to put in 22 meters. So it's going to be, d equals 2r. So it's going to be 2 times 22, because the radius is 22. So the diameter is going to be 44. Because we have the diameter equals this. Here, let me put this in a little bit better here so you know. That looks like a point. So diameter equals 2r. So diameter equals 2 times 22, which equals 44. So now we got to plug in 44 right here. So circumference equals pi times 44. Circumference equals 3.14. We plugged in pi times 44. You can use a calculator for this. Circumference equals 138.16 centimeters after you use the calculator and calculate that out, and times 3.14 times 44. So that's the large circle. But now we have to do that small circle. So let's look at the small circle. So if we know that this whole thing across is going to be 22, so what's this going to be? So if this is 22, this is going to be 22. So the radius is going, the radius, so this is going to be 22 diameter, right? So let's see how we do that. So here we have the small circle. C equals pi times d. C equals pi, and we know that's 22. The diameter is going to be 22. So we say C equals 3.14 times 22, which equals 69.08 meters. See how I did that small circle? That's all. This is all number 19. So now we're going to go to number 21. This looks like it's going to be hard, but really it's easy. So they say a wire. A wire is to be bent to form 4 semicircles. How long is the wire? So we know how long that wire is. That's be the circumference. But if you take this part and put it over here, and take this part and put it over here, you have 2 circles. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the circumference of one circle, and you're just going to times it by 2 to have 2 circles. So let's do that. Number 21. The equation is circumference equals pi times d. Circumference equals 3.14 times 32. What was 32 right there? 32 is this distance here. The diameter is 32. So we have 3.14 times 32, and then you're going to multiply 2 because you have 2 circles. So I multiply this out, and I got 100.48 times 2 equals 200.96 centimeters. So almost 201, but 200.96 centimeters if you times these by 2. Okay? And that's going to be the length of this. You put them all together. Got that? Okay, number 23. This is going to be this one is a little bit, going to be a little bit harder here, I think. So, around the world. You're going to do a flight around the world. Lines of latitude on the Earth are actually circles. The Tropic of Cancer is the northernmost line at which the sun appears directly overhead at noon. The Tropic of Cancer has a radius of, that number is what you're going to use. To qualify for a round-the-round speed trip, a pilot must cover a distance no less than the circumference of the Tropic of Cancer, cross all the meridians, and land on the same airfield where to be started. What is the minimum distance that a pilot must fly to qualify for a round-the-world speed record? So the minimum distance would be, here's what I did, circumference equal diameter times pi. Okay, the radius is 5,854 feet. So you're going to have to times that by 2. D equals 2r. So D equals 2 times that. So I used a calculator, but you can do it in your head almost. Well, I can't, but maybe you can. Diameter equals 11,701 because I times it. So that's the diameter. But now they want to know the circumference. Well, I have a diameter, so I can find the circumference. Circumference equals diameter times pi. Circumference equals 11,708. That's what we got up here because we times that twice. Times 3.14. That you have to do with the calculator because it's a big number. Although you could do it if you want. So this is what I got: 36,763.2. So that's going to be the distance around the Tropic of Cancer. So that's going to be your first answer. And that's how many kilometers. Put kilometers in there. So now the next part says, estimate the time it would take for a pilot to qualify for the speed record. Okay, well, anyway, so what I did here, and this is kind of time flying, the fastest record flight is 2,193.2 miles per hour. That's the fastest. I looked it up online. That's the fastest a plane can go. So I took this number, the circumference, and divided it by that, and I got I got 16.76. See, what did I get here? 16,762.3199. So it's between 16 and 17 hours. That's the fastest it can go. Now this part, I don't know, is going to differ in whoever got that number, but this part's going to be the same. So, and number 25 I'm not going to do because it's a little bit too hard, but anyway, I think that you have to do that with your other teacher. So we're all done. So tomorrow you can start with lesson 8.2. Good night, hon.